run out of lyrical content.
Although you did hit the beat very well
didn't I?
during that. Yeah. Did you have an impa band at your disposal?
Yeah, cheers, Klaus.
Cheers. Cheers, you know. There's another one. There's two of them.
Colin.
Lovely guys. Email in CBBC@bbc.co.uk within the next 2 lines for Hacker's song about egg. It must be 2 lines long and rhyme like a little mini poem. For example, like this.
Hit it! I bought an egg.
On the beat.
Now full of pride. Although I've no clue what could be inside. Oh, not
Can
again.
I just point out that I didn't realise, but on the beat an egg.
Oh, good gag.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Didn't
Here's a
deserve
school
that.
of silence.
Klaus.
Welcome to the School of Silence. This is where the noisiest children in the country are sent to prove they can keep quiet. We're about to meet 4 new arrivals, but can they keep quiet for just one day? Ooh, I doubt it.
Here's how the day works. The new pupils have 3 challenging classes to prove they can be silent, followed by the crucial final exam, which will determine whether they graduate or will be expelled. If I think the pupils manage to stay quiet enough to pass a class, then they will bank a prize from my confiscation cupboard. But if I think they are being too noisy, they will get nothing, and I will know about it, thanks to this device, the Gobstop 3000, the very latest in noise monitoring technology. If they pass the final exam, they will take all the prizes they have banked and receive the ultimate reward, the Golden Gobstopper. However, if they fail to keep that shut, I will have no choice but to expel them, and they will go home with absolutely nothing.
These noisy pupils are from Hackney in London and are having their noise levels checked by our splendid head teacher, Miss Gobstop, and their form tutor, Mr. Gross.
You! Step forward, name!
George!
George thinks that the most annoying loud noise in the world is a baby crying. Has he heard himself?
You! Step forward, name!
Anna says her favourite loud noise is a mooing cow, and she once got chased by a herd of sheep. Ooh, bad times.
You! Step forward, name!
Samir can do a good impression of a screaming monster. Does he mean the noise or the look? Or both?
Shouty Samir, right, OK. You! Step forward, name!
Rachel says the loudest noise she ever made was screaming her head off on a roller coaster. Fortunately, doctors managed to sew her head back on.
Yes, OK. All right, get out, that's it! Get them out!
It's time for their first class, General Studies with Mr. Gross. This dirty teacher may not have washed for 15 years, but can our new pupils clean up in his class and bank a prize?
Come in!
Are you ready for some noise, Mr. Gross?
No!
Alright, there's onions in here or something.
You're interrupting me in the middle of a lovely egg.
Have you got sandals and socks?
Yes, I do.
So disgusting.
OK, I am Mr. Gross. You're here to prove that you can be silent. And I'm going to prove that you can't. Miss Gobstop is listening at all times on the fluffy microphones, so she will know if you're being noisy or not. And if you're too noisy, you will fail my class. Right, it's time for your first silent test. Your first silent test is about insects. Insects are lovely creatures and you shouldn't be afraid of them. And you have to prove that you can remain quiet throughout this test. Your silent test starts now.
In this test, Mr. Gross has 4 boxes of his favourite creepy crawlies. Can the pupils keep quiet when he pours these bugs all over them? The first box, mealworms. Mr. Gross likes them with a side salad.
Oh, you're going to put that on them.
Oh dear, and Rachel's already got Miss Gobstop's attention. No, a definite gasp. Oh, shocked but silent. Smart gameplay from Anna. Time for George to meet the mealworms. Oh, great self-control, George. Oh, Rachel! Her giggles could cost this team their first prize. Mr. Gross helping out there and really enjoying himself. How will they do with box number 2? Oh, goody, it's maggot time. Will they get the pupils squealing? A definite noise from Rachel. Can George control his fear? Some faint squealing.
Lovely maggots.
Anna lets out a quiet gasp. Let's hope it was a gasp. And a squeal. Miss Gobstop not looking impressed. What's scuttling around in box number 3? Mr. Gross's chums, the Beatles. Rachel's done it again. They'll get nothing if she keeps that up. Yes, way. Too much noise, George. Anna doesn't like the look of those, but her fear is silent. That's impressive. George is squealing again. What will Miss Gobstop make of that? Mr. Gross really loves his job, as demonstrated by his cool moves. It's the final box.
These ones are really, really friendly.
By Jiminy, it's crickets! Mr. Gross's favourite tools of terror doing their job on the team already. And Anna's taken her hand out. Well, who can blame her? George and the gang are trying really hard to contain their fear. Keep this up, guys, and you might bank that prize. But what will Anna do? Hold on, she's only gone and put her hand in again. Brave. Oh, it's out again. Not so brave. This is tense stuff.
It's getting out.
Anna's putting her hand back in again. Cricket-defying bravery at its best.
And your silent test is over. So, even though insects are very friendly, they're also quite dirty. So do remember to wash your hands afterwards, okay? So, that's the end of your first silent test. How do you think you did? George? Do you think you were silent?
Always good to be positive, but no.
Good, I like a realist. Well, it doesn't matter what you think or what I think. It's what Miss Gobstop thinks that's important.
Attention, attention. This is Miss Gobstop.
Rachel, Rachel, Rachel. You really have a lot of learning to do. Silence is by no means your strong point.
Oh, you're going to put that on them.
Samir, talking is not allowed. Neither is cheerleading.
Come on. Come on.
Anna, brave and silent. I like that. George. Oh no, oh no, Oh no, get off! Get off! Get off!
Class.
Now have the little Hackney horrors worm their way out of this test with a prize.
Failed!
Aha! Two right. And you're going to fail the rest of this score if you keep on like that. Now get out of my class.
That is so unfair.
Justice is what I call it, Rachel. Go on, clear off. Don't slam the door!
We failed Mr. Gross's class. I know, it's so unfair. We're naturally noisy. We're going to not talk next time, and we're going to show those teachers who's boss. Exclamation mark.
Shh! Attention, attention. This is the School of Silence. Any announcements are cancelled until further notice.
I've been to the dentist. Thank you.
It's time for the second class, Geography, with Miss Adventure. She can be silent in 156 different languages. But can the new pupils learn her silent lingo and bank their first prize of the day?
Ready to go to
Come in,
Noisy
young
Land?
roomers. Come in. Come in. Come in. Take a seat. Don't slam it. Right. Lovely. Welcome, young roomers. I'm Miss Adventure, geography teacher. How are you all?
Good.
You sound suspicious, George. Do you think you can stay silent in my silence test?
Yeah, I'll be pretty easy.
Oh, it's going to be pretty easy, because you're going to defeat me. Exclamation mark. I saw that. That's what you said, isn't it? You're going to defeat me. Exclamation mark.
Exclamation
Exclamation mark.
Exclamation mark.
Exclamation. Exclamation
mark.
It's time for my silence test. Every explorer needs to be lucky, but also needs to be silent. And my silence test is going to see whether or not you are silent and lucky. Now, you're going to pull out one of these pegs. And if it has red on the bottom, you get a custard pie in the face. Now, remember, you must do this in complete silence. That's the silence test. Positions, please.
OK, pastry fans, it's pie time. 4 custard pies, but who's going to get the first one?
Your silence test starts now.
And it's Rachel to pull first. Straight up, Rachel manages a lucky and silent start. Samir's first peg. Oh! Oh dear, Samir's pie face drawing out the noise. Will it register though? Rachel's second peg. Will her luck last? Oh, and it does. Sir George in the hot seat now. Oh, he's lucky for now. The heat is back on Rachel. And bosh! Stifled sniggers from the crowd. Once again for you pie fans, peg out, pie flies, pie-fection. Oh, and look at Brown Owl, she's loving it too. George's second peg. Silent pie-dodging delight there. Anna's first peg. Oh, great technique. It's George again. Remember, this is his third peg. George's pathetic pie defense technique causing giggles, but will it see them fail the test? Can Anna make it 2 pegs in a row? Oh, no. Let's see that again, and keep an eye on Brown Owl. She knows how to hold in the giggles. Great stuff, Brown Owl. A true silent professional. Bam! Splat! Keeping it in. Only just.
Your silence test is over!
Oh, have the team bank their first prize. Oh, you know what I mean.
So your silence test is over. It was certainly very good fun to watch. And yes, George, you've come out with quite interesting hair there. Very, very cool. Very, very kids on the street. But I heard some noise, but it's not up to me. It's not up to you. It's up to Miss Gobstop. So let's find out what she thinks.
Attention, attention.
This is Miss Gobstop.
Were your giggles too loud? Did you learn to keep your pie face shut? I didn't hear you, Rachel. A pie-normous improvement. But were you quiet enough to pass the test? Class.
Have they done it?
Pass.
I don't believe it! Congratulations, but I've had enough of you. Get out of my class. Go on, get out.
Yay! We're going to pass the next class.
Yeah, it's going to be really good because it's going to be much easier. The next class is going to be even better because what can you do in drama that's hard? That's just easy.
Yeah, and we're going to keep our mouths just like we did this time. We're going to do so well and pass. Exclamation mark! Yay!
Question mark. Meanwhile, in the school's hamster cage...
And would you Adam and Eve it? I'd created the universe. Bang! Big bang, in fact. Do you know what the scientific name is for a hamster that doesn't make any noise? Annoying!
Oh, yes, you can be, Hammy. It's time for Class 3 with Mr. Les Prance, who needs a script when you're a master of mime. Lights, camera, silence.
Come in, sit down. Sit down, come in.
For some dramatic
Yes, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down.
noises.
Excuse me. Yes, sit down. Right. I am Mr. Les Prance, the teacher of the performing arts. And here, within the theatre of silence, I'll be testing you to prove that you cannot remain quiet. It is now time for your silent test. As a performer, it's important that not only do you have peak physical perfection, as do I, but also you move with perfect coordination. In pairs joined at the ankle, you must repeat every move I do. Also remain completely and utterly silent. Your silence test has begun. Action.
Mr. Prance will put the pupils through a 3-stage exercise routine. He certainly looks the part, though what part, I don't know. Stage 1, warm-ups. These warm-ups have a soundtrack of giggles, and Miss Gobstop isn't a fan. Prance is winding up the pressure with Stage 2, the hoop. Coordinated sniggers from the boys, but this is a definite improvement. The final stage, the exercise balls. Yeah, the old bouncing globes have got them giggling. Just 15 seconds left. Can they contain their chuckles and grab that second prize? Oh my, George's giggling is a definite cause for concern for someone.
And your silence test is complete.
Yay!
Well, what can I say? I heard giggling, I heard cackling. However, it's not for me to decide how you fared. Miss Gobstop has been listening to you throughout the entire exercise, and she will now let you know whether you've passed or failed.
Attention, attention.
This is Miss Gobstop.
George, giggle leader of the gigglers. closely followed by your noisy partner, Samir the Smirker.
Class.
Oh, did the pupils exercise enough restraint to bag a second prize?
Failed!
Yes! Yes, you heard it right. You failed my class.
Will the new pupils please report to my office immediately?
Music to my ears. Bye-bye. Let's go down to Miss Gobstop's office and we'll see you again. Au revoir.
So with all their classes now complete, the pupils are off to see Miss Gobstop to get their report before the final exam.
Come in. Here we come. Shut the door, please. Now, you're sent here because you're all far too noisy. And I've put you through silent tests to see if you could stay quiet. Should we take a look at your report and see how you've done? No, Samir. Quite the little cheerleader at the start, weren't you? But silent support is the way forward, yes?
Yes.
Very good.
Come on.
Rachel, I'm naturally noisy. Is that what you said?
Yes.
There's nothing natural about your noise. George, for a small boy, you had an awful lot to say this morning, didn't you? Anna, brave and silent. I'm very impressed. So let's see if your teamwork will be rewarded with graduation. You've banked one prize from the confiscation cupboard. But before you can get your little hands on them, you're going to have to pass the final exam in the professor's science lab. If you graduate, not only will you receive your prizes, but you will also get the ultimate reward, Samir, the golden gobstop. Off to the science lab. Keep it quiet. Orange leg warmers. I do love an orange leg warmer.
It's time for the final exam with the professor. His devious devices are painstakingly designed to extract noise and prevent prizes.
Guten Tag, meine Noise Munchkins, and welcome to the laboratory. I am the professor. You may have heard of me. And today, with the help of my assistant, Herr Helmut. Helmut, where are your clothes and why is your face different? Boo! Ha! Who's this? You again! Enough of this! What will be happening today is we will be testing you to see if you have managed to learn the silence, yeah? What will happen in your final examination that if you make 3 of the noises, you will set off the gobstop in 3000 and you will be expelled. Ha! Eat failure cake! But if you manage to make with the quiet, highly unlikely, especially you, what will happen is you will graduate and you will win all of Fräulein Gobstopper's amazing prizes and the elusive Gobstoppen. But that will not happen. We will commence, yeah? In 3, 2, 1. Right. Who will be first? Yes, you, I think, Anna. Yeah, look at you, your little chuckle chicken. What do we have for you? Yes. This is a mind-reading helmet. When you put it on, they will be able to read all your thoughts. I can read your thoughts. You're worrying about your hair. Yes, you want to marry one of the boys. For you, this is perhaps my greatest invention. It is the invisibility cloak. You cannot see me. You have no idea where I am.
You're right there.
He's guessing.
there.
You're guessing.
Oh, George and Rachel walked right into that one.
And now you're there?
Did that chit-chat mark their first strike? Rachel is next in line.
There must be a ghost. Listen to me, I'm Rachel. I'm so scared. What am I going to do? I'm so terrified.
In the chops and on the head, but has the gobstop gone into the red?
Who is next? I think it will be you.
It's smiling Samir's turn.
This is perhaps my greatest invention. It is the Celebrity Instant Facelift Cream. What will happen is we have taken some of the skin flakes of the most beautiful people in the world, like Beyonce and Susan Boyle, and we have put in extra ingredients like snail snot and all manner of things, and butterfly fingers and pigeon juice. It will make you beautiful. Think. It's not working. We need more. I know.
Samir refusing to crack.
It's not working. He's still ugly. You broke it.
Oh no, he's gone.
Now the final one for you.
George is last in line. Can he keep it quiet?
Helmut, look over him. See what we... Professor, but this one. He smells really bad. What do you mean he smells bad? He smells like owl pants. I think I'm going to be sick. You can't be sick in the laboratory. You can't be sick in the laboratory. Be sick down here.
George trying his best to hold it in, unlike Helmut there. Yuck.
Don't worry, I have a special machine just to clean you up. Or do I?
Oh dear, chuckling from Rachel. They won't graduate if they keep this up.
Quick, do another one.
The professor has done the calculations. More gunge equals more noise. George's loud laugh must be a strike. 20 seconds to go. Oh, it's like Niagara Falls in there. I haven't seen guns like this since the great gunge catastrophe of 2004. Who could forget that? Any more noise and they might get expelled. 3 strikes and they're out, remember?
Your final test is over!
Yeah!
Thanks. How do you think you did, eh, you little laughter lobsters? I say, tell you how you did. Rubbish! If it was up to me, you would fail, but it's your final examination marks are decided by the beautiful Fräulein Gobstopper. So let us see how you did. Fräulein Gobstopper! Falling for it now. How did mine guinea pigs do?
I was listening via my Gobstop 3000, and I heard chatting, and I heard giggles. But was it enough to set it off more than 3 times? The Gobstop 3000 has spoken. You will be expelled!
A tragic result. Let's see how the team from Hackney threw it all away. George and Rachel fell into a trap and earned 2 strikes straight away.
You're right there.
You're there!
You're guessing!
And George's gungy giggling pushed them over the edge. They triggered the Gobstop 3000 more than 3 times, so the pupils head back to Hackney with nothing! Exclamation mark.
So you don't win the Gobstop. And you go home with no prizes whatsoever. So get out of my school, do it now, and do it silently. Go!
Go on, boy! There you go! That's another little... You little failure!
Hello, you're with Newsround. It's coming up to 4:30. Ricky here with your Monday headlines. First up, Mount Etna, the largest active volcano in Europe, has erupted for the 5th time this year. These pictures show the eruption and you can see the hot lava pouring down the volcano. The eruption on the island of Sicily lasted several hours and no one's been hurt. Hayley's been speaking to a professor about the eruption.
Whilst there is some ash produced in these particular eruptions, there's not a great deal, so we're not expecting massive eruptions and massive damage.
So we shouldn't be too worried?
Not at the moment, but again, only the volcano knows what's in store for the future.
Next to a rescue mission that's taken place in the Pacific Ocean after a huge wave crashed into a yacht taking part in a round-the-world race. 3 Britons and an Australian were hurt by the wave, and 2 of the sailors have been airlifted to dry land by US Coast Guards. 10 boats are competing in the race, and other competitors say the conditions were really quite bad.
We'd seen waves that could do what they did to Geraldton, so we were pretty shocked, and we all know the people on the boat. That was the most difficult thing, but yeah, I mean, not surprised. We saw some huge waves and some huge winds.
All right, next to a 12-year-old who skated his way into the record books. Tom Scher has become the first ever skateboarder to successfully turn 1,080 degrees from a ramp. That means he completed 3 whole spins, round and around, before he landed. Well done to him. Finally, ever wondered who presented Newsround when your mum and dad were kids? Well, head on over to the Newsround website. We put up an online gallery of some of our previous presenters, and we've got a couple of pandas there too. Right, I'm back on BBC One just after 5 o'clock with Hayley. I will see you then. Bye-bye.
This isn't news at when. When? It's right now, and we have reports of historical hysteria coming in from right across the country.
Cologne.
There's terror and turmoil in the towns. Bloody battles in every borough. And pests from the past invading our parks.
Heads up, lads!
All of which can mean only one thing. Yes, horrible histories is back. Oh, and there's no place to hide.
The award-winning Horrible History starts Monday the 9th of April at 5 on the CBBC channel.
Blast to the past in 3, 2, 1.
Fantastical.
Oh, yeah, man.
I'll be back. Oh, good catchphrase.
Brand new Horrible Histories and heaps more historical holiday fun. Every day from 7 on the CBBC channel.
Guys, welcome back. Up next, we've got the wonderful Hogwarts Gora Games with a very attractive David Lamb.
Ah, Dave Lamb.
But right now, we'll take a look at some of your doggy downloads. We've been sending lyrics for a hacker song about what's inside the egg. Ben and Sophia up first. Hello, both of you. It could be full of chocolate, it could be full of yolk. But for all we really know, it could just be a joke. Is there just joke inside?
I think it's full of laughter.
Ooh, but you've got your favourite ones, don't you? I think this one's a real page turner. Who's it from?
It's from Paige. Thank you. Hit it. I bought it.
Are you behind now?
Now full of pride.
Are you back on time?
And though I've no clue what could be inside, it's gonna drift already. It could be yolk or a little duck. How about a dinosaur that goes cluck, cluck, cluck? La, la, la. Oh, I've run out of lyrical.
Quickly email in CBBC@bbc.co.uk with the next 2 lines. You must rhyme like a little mini poem and be about the egg and be simple, because Hacker's having a shocker today. Yeah. Right now, Hogwarts